Okay.
Okay, Zach, you're gonna help me.
Here we go. Okay, guys, today what we're going to be working on is the FOIL method in algebra. And the FOIL method stands for first, outer, inner, and last. Now, this is when we are multiplying two binomials with a binomial. Kayla, what's a binomial?
Like two numbers?
Yes, two numbers. So a binomial would be like, give me an example of one.
X plus 3?
X plus 3, yes. Okay? So it's when we have two binomials that we're multiplying against each other, it's just sort of like a shortcut. What's another binomial, Justin? Sort of like this, but in another way.
Say X times X.
X close?
Yes.
X, if we're doing X plus 3, what's another way we could do?
X minus 2?
There you go.
X minus 2, thank you. So we do X minus 2. All a binomial is, if you're talking about something that's a binomial, just means 2. Sort of like a trinomial or the Trinity, that means 3. So a binomial means 2. So here's what we do. We multiply the first one. So what are the two first, Zach?
X and X.
X and X, right. So we say X times X. And what is X times X? Well, since we don't know what the actual numbers are, what is X times X? Like
X squared.
X squared, that's correct. Okay? Now, what is, which one do we do next? After we got through with the first, what do we do next?
Outer.
Outer, yes, we do the outer. So what is our outer?
X and 2.
Negative.
X and negative 2, right, because we have the negative right there. So we do X times negative 2. And now, what is X times negative 2, Morgan?
Negative 2x.
Negative 2x, yes. So we just put minus 2x right there. Alright, and what is our next thing we need to do, Blake? We got the first done, the outer done, now what?
The inner.
Inner, so what's that?
The 3 and X.
3 and x, that's right. So what's 3 times x?
3x.
3X.
3x, yes. And last thing is what? What's the last thing we do, Justin?
Do the last thing.
Right. And what's the last thing in each of the categories?
Talking about from left to right.
Well, like if we just have two separate pieces here, in each of them, what's the last thing?
I guess that'd be 3 and negative 2.
Yes, 3 and negative 2. Yes. So what is 3 times 2?
3 times 2 is, I think, 6.
Yes. And then throw the negative on there. That makes it
Negative
6. Now, are we done?
No.
What's the last thing we have to
You
do?
have to combine the negative 2x and the 3x. Because
Right.
they're like terms.
Right, because these are alike. So if we can put them together, there's no reason to keep them separate and make them longer. So we're going to say x squared, and then what is, if you have a minus, if you owe 2 x's to somebody, Justin, if I owe you 2 x's, but then I get 3 x's and I pay you off, how many x's do I have left?
You have 1 X.
I have 1 x left, yes, so that's plus x. Why don't we put 1 x?
Because it's understood to be
It's
1.
Right, it's understood it's 1. Right. And then we just drop down our minus 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I want you guys to try this one right here. X minus 5 times x minus 2. Go ahead and try that on your own.
Okay.
You're smart. 2 negatives and 1 positive.
Dude, you get it? Got the positive 10 to try the rest of it. Really try it.
I'll do the first one.
Okay, so first times first is what?
It's just like the other one.
Well, that'll be your outer. What's your first? That's your inner one. That's your inner. We got FOIL. So that's your inner one, the one you just did. And the outer one's the top one. So what's the first one? The first one is, what is the first in each of the two groups? Right, so that's x times x is
x squared.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's
Right. And then the outer. So that's the top one. Right.
negative.
Right. Negative 2x. That's good. X squared. And then good in your outer. Minus 2x. Because that's 2 times negative 2 times x. Okay. Alright, let's do this one together. Alright, Zach, what's our first thing?
X squared,
Why x squared?
because they're both x.
Yes, first is x. That's x squared. And then what's our next thing?
X times negative 2, which is negative 2x.
Alright, because that's our outer. Minus 2x. And then what's our next thing?
Negative 5 times x, which is negative 5x.
Right. And then what's the last thing?
Negative 5 times negative 2, which is positive 10.
Right. And how can we simplify?
Combine the negative 2x and the negative 5x.
Right, so if I owe 2 x's and I owe 5 more x's, how many total x's do I owe?
7.
Yes. So I'm in the hole with 7 x's. Alright, now one last thing for the advanced group. Who can do this in your head? 35 squared.
On my head.
Here's all 35 squared is. 35 squared is this. 30 plus 5, well, not plus parentheses. 30 plus 5 times 30 plus 5, right?
Right.
So all you do is use the FOIL method. There's actually an easier way. Here's what it is. The formula is a plus b times a plus b equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So, on this, we do our a, which is right here, we do our a squared. What's 30 squared? 30 times 30?
900.
900, that's easy, just log that in your mind, 900, okay? And then I go ahead and do the b squared in my head, it's 900. What's your b?
5.
5, and both of these have a 5 where the b goes. So that's what's 5 times 5?
25.
25. And log that in your head. And now what's 2 times 30?
60.
And then times 5,
300.
300. And then just add all that up. So 300 plus 900 is 1200.
225.
Yes. And that's how to square stuff in your head. Anyways, we're past the 5 minutes already, so I thought I'd throw that in there.
I was going to say that's
Wait, that was
fun. Nice.
Yeah, maybe for you.
That's what I'm doing now.
It was horrible.
But
Pencils.
when I came over here the first time,
It's over.